Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos and Abuja. A reminder of our top stories. Police arrests Honorable Chidi Lloyd for alleged murder, accuses him of attempting to escape justice, but state government refutes allegation. Federal government and doctors reach agreement on dispute. NMA accepts to avert impending strike. 2013 witnessed great political adventures and turmoil. In our review tonight, we examine politics. And parents of a 16-year-old girl abused in the Indian city of Calcutta vow to fight for justice. All our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And you can interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap on the application on your device. Swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures, and videos. Now we're joining Linda Akigbe in Abuja. Hi, Linda.
Hello, Bimbo, and welcome to the nation's capital. There may not be truth in the reported plan to sell the nation's 4 refineries after all, as the presidency has denied any approval by President Goodluck Jonathan for the sale of the facilities. The special advisor to the president in media and publicity, Dr. Reuben Abati, told journalists that the presidential villa that President Goodluck Jonathan has not given and does not plan to give approval to that effect. The oil and gas workers' unions have threatened to embark on nationwide industrial action following the announcement that the 4 refineries had been slated for privatization this year by the Bureau for Public Enterprises, BPE. And Mr. Abati dismissed the threat by the oil and gas workers, insisting that if the reason for the proposed strike is the issue of the refineries, then the action will not take place. An attempt to sell the refineries was first made during the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, but the decision was reversed by his successor, the late President Umaru Yar'Adua. Also, a presidential committee set up by President Goodluck Jonathan in the wake of the corruption scandal in the oil and gas industry had recommended the sale of the refineries as a way to avoid the wastage of government funds. The political situation in Kaduna State is continuing to draw reactions. This time, a group known as the Concerned PDP Stakeholders is asking the opposition All Progressive Congress, APC, in Kaduna State to stop misinforming the public about mass defection of PDP members to APC. A former Northwest Zonal Secretary of PDP and the leader of the group, Baba Aliyu, told journalists that the APC exaggerated the number of those who defected from the PDP.
A combination of journalists and members of the PDP in Kaduna State. The media has been rife with stories of thousands of party members defecting to the APC. Last Tuesday, over 1,200 members had defected to the APC, and that was the same day that Vice President Namadi Sambo was holding a house-mending meeting with party leaders. But the leadership of the PDP in the state thought it necessary to clarify issues.
No, PDP as the strongest party in Nigeria and Africa, we have internal mechanism for sorting out these anomalies and dispute. And I assure you, as you rightly said, the number is being exaggerated. And don't forget about the fact that even as PDP members, some members are going to other political parties. Members of other political parties are also coming into PDP. And very soon now, you will see us receiving a mass number of members of other political parties into the PDP. So this is democracy.
Since they are leaving, nobody is going to force them to stay. What we want is that let's call our teaming supporters and the people entirely of Kaduna State to support the administration of Governor Mukhtar Rabalenyero and the support the Vice President, Architect Namadi Sambo, to continue with the good work and have peace and stability.
A former executive secretary of Petroleum Technology Trust Fund, that's PTDF, and an erstwhile deputy PDP chairman in the state, Hussaini Jallow, used the opportunity to warn some people he thought were mudslinging.
We frown at the attitude of some of our members whose loyalty to the party and government is only when they are in leadership position at the party level or occupying government offices to satisfy their selfish whims. These are the empty and noisy political barrels, making the loudest noise of their cross-carpeting to the opposition party only to justify their prizes.
As part of measures to halt further defection of its members to APC, the PDP leadership in the state is making effort to woo members of other political parties, including the APC members, into its fold ahead of the 2015 general elections.
And in Kogi State, the People's Democratic Party looks to be re-strategizing in the face of threats posed by the exit of some of its prominent members. The Deputy Governor of the state, Mr. Yomi Awuni, is asking its members to remain resolute and focused ahead of the 2015 elections.
The premises of PDP's new party secretariat in Mopa, Kogi State, is the meeting. Party chieftains and members have one resolve: to strike a deal with aggrieved members and bring them back to the PDP fold.
I want to still charge the party executive at the local government level to step up to make sure that they relate with virtually all their leaders, and whatever they need, they should reach out, and they should discharge their responsibility equally by making sure they organize meetings as I went to.
We had proposed this day for a meeting principally to energize the base and make sure that our party, our people, they focus their minds to the ideals of the founding fathers of our party. Because before now, the party never really had a very, very good office. To the extent that when all the aspirants were trying to meet the party, they tended to go and meet the party in personal residences of individuals. And we felt that that is not good for the growth of the party.
Mending their leakages may not come too easy, as the former Deputy Chief of Staff to the Vice President warns against complacency, adding that party politics in Nigeria is no longer business as usual.
I want to encourage the Deputy Governor to remain as focused as he has always been. Not just on matters that concern this local government and also the party in this local government, but also on matters that concern the state.
The coming days will determine how the strategies adopted will work the comeback of aggrieved members who are hoping to define their political career better in the opposition party's tent.
And that's all from Abuja. Back to you, Bimbo.
Thank you very much, Linda. Well, still on politics, it's over 14 years since Nigeria returned to democracy, and since then, so many developments have taken place. In those 14 years, the year 2013 stands out as perhaps one of the most remarkable in Nigeria's political history. Some of the histories made in the political scene have been linked to the big election year of 2015. As we begin 2014, our political correspondent, Seun Okinbaloye, takes a critical look at some of the major events of 2013 and how they have shaped our lives.
All other indulgences pleaded.
The heat in the ruling PDP became intense when some governors started the aggrieved governors staged a walkout from the party's national convention held in Abuja, and eventually 5 of the 7 rebel governors moved to the APC. The situation became even more intense when 37 members of the House of Representatives crossed from the PDP to the APC, turning the table on the dominance of the ruling party in the parliament. This is the first time a sitting president's party has lost majority in the chamber since military rule ended in 1999.
The question is, if people from PDP moved into APC and APC accepted them, and you look at what those who are in APC were saying in the past, that PDP was an umbrella for crooks and vagabonds, and now they open their hands and accept them. Is there a difference between the two? That's the legitimate question we should ask.
What you call the opposition is itself a variant of the ruling party. I'm on record as having said that the various political parties represent the same bottle of beer, only the labels of the bottles are different. So if you want a credible opposition, you want an opposition group that will have a completely different approach and solutions to Nigeria's problems, so that people will have a choice.
It's a year the line appeared to have been drawn in a battle for dominance between the ruling PDP and the opposition APC. Well, strange bedfellows is what they were called when the major opposition parties came up with the idea of merging. The party's major plan is to unseat the PDP-controlled government in the next election. With that, the ball went to the court of the electoral umpire, and rumors of whether or not it will register the major party were high, and enormous pressure was mounted on the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
That is what I'm saying.
The umpire's year appeared not to be over as pressure to conduct a free and fair polls in Anambra mounted, but in spite of the commission's preparations and promise of a credible poll, things fell apart.
We regret that in spite of our intention, the Anambra election did not turn out to be the best election that the Commission has conducted so far. We regret the challenges that we faced in the conduct of this election.
Over and above constitutional amendment, the need to dialogue as a nation was thrown to the front burner. President Goodluck Jonathan made the move by first setting up an advisory committee which has submitted its report, and the president says all is set for the commencement of the national conference.
Close dialogue offers this unique opportunity for us to deepen our democracy and strengthen our nation rather than to destroy or weaken our union.
Change in the governor's forum leadership has never received the kind of attention as was seen in the year when Governor Rotimi Amaechi decided to hold an election.
Governor Jan, Governor Amaechi.
Governor Rotimi Amaechi polled 19 votes, while Governor Jang of Plateau State polled 16. But the process and the aftermath of the election confused our sense of mathematics. Thereafter, two chairmen of the forum emerged. The election kick-started a tough time for Mr. Amaechi, who was seen as pitching himself against his party. The political atmosphere in the state went from bad to worse. The latter part of the year 2013 came with a series of open letters. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo's letter to President Jonathan opened a lot of issues, chief of which was his condemnation of the president's second-term agenda. Also, the allegations of training of snipers and 1,000 Nigerians on political watch list raised lots of dust.
Nigerians have been too tolerant of their leaders. You see, we are too subservient. We don't ask very serious issues. We don't pose big tasks for our leaders. And so our leaders tend to take us for granted. So the consciousness of Nigerians must rise to the level where we must ask troublesome questions.
In 2013, the opposition has largely cashed in on the crisis in the PDP. But the ultimate goal of the political gladiators is the 2015 agenda. For now, the two contending parties are the PDP and the APC. But what will settle the scores is the ballot, which is in the hands of the people. I'm Sheung Okimbaloye, reporting for Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, a discussion about the political environment in 2013. Do stay with us.